we about to start?
Yes.
All right. Yeah, that's what it is.
Hi, welcome to Public Policy Show. We're live from Harvard Business School. Today we have a special guest from Edward Jones. Her name is Chiquita Rice. And we're going to be talking about investing in smaller companies on a stock exchange. Um, we all know that currently most investments that are done on the stock exchange are in trillions of dollars, and mainly investments are in larger companies. So we want to find out what are some of the ways to invest in companies that are small in size. We know that if somebody wants to support a local business, for example, they can shop locally. They can also bank locally, and community banks are one way to go. Plus, if you deposit money in a community bank, you know that that money could be used for small business loan. And large entities, financial entities, usually cannot provide that because structurally they're incapable of lending to smaller businesses because they're not specialized in local markets. Another way to help small businesses is, you can buy something online, you can order from a local restaurant, or order a service from small architectural company, for example. But policymakers mainly refer to stock market when they want to signal if the economy is doing well, and the main indicator is usually Dow Jones. And but if we carefully look at how stock market has been doing over the past 30, 40 years, we can see that stock market's been doing great. It's been increasing for a long time. This chart actually shows from 1948. It's fascinating. The stock market, and in this case Dow, increased over 7,000%, whereas real incomes increased only 102%. In fact, if we look at real incomes from 1980, we see that they've mainly stayed stagnant, and the income inequality has widened substantially. So we want to find out, first of all, how people invest in stocks. Chiquita, and first of all, just tell us, how did you get into this business?
Oh, well, thank you, Shota. It's a pleasure to be here this evening. How I got into the business, I'm going to try to make my story a little brief, but I've been in financial services for about 12 years. So a lot of my time I was an auditor, and so I worked for an insurance company and for asset management firm. And during my time there, I had a lot of exposure to various types of investments, working with different types of clients. And then I realized during that time there that I really would like to do this on an individual level. So to help individuals reach their goals and help them plan for their future. And so after doing the auditing for some time, right, and then moving over to a different role, that's when I finally decided I would make the transition and help people in the role that I'm in now as a financial advisor.
Right. As a financial advisor, if somebody wants to, let's say, purchase a stock, how is it done in today's economy? Can they do it on a mobile device, or does it have to be on a computer mainly?
So the way I work, because it is individualized, it is one-on-one relationships that I have with my clients. It really comes down to a conversation and what goal is my client trying to reach. And then from there, we could say, does a stock fit into your portfolio? It can fit and be a good opportunity for you in your portfolio, but it really has to make sense for what the goal is. So that person would come to me, we'd talk, I'd present a portfolio for them, and then that's when they would be able to invest. So the client always comes to me to make their investment.
I see. And In terms of size of companies that issues different stocks, what's your experience on stock market, nano cap stocks?
So again, it's really, does it make sense for you? And to answer your question, clients can purchase
Right.
smaller companies through me, through Edward Jones, or just work with a financial advisor.
Right.
So it just really depends on, does that make sense for you? Does it fit into the goal that we're trying to reach? So my experience is pretty wide, just based on my previous role
Okay.
in investing, and then now every day that's what I'm helping people do.
Oh, wow. And let's quickly explain to our viewers what are some of the nano cap stocks that we're talking about. So this is NASDAQ, actually.
Mhm.
They list pretty clearly that they have different cap stocks, and market capitalization just means that you just take the price of the stock and you multiply it by the number of shares, right?
Mhm.
Which is if somebody has issued 1,000 stocks and the price of the stock is $10, the market cap of that company would be $10,000. But on the stock exchange, usually we have mega cap companies which are over $50 billion, and these are like companies like Amazon and Microsoft.
Mhm.
And by size, we come down to like mid cap and small cap. Small caps are less than $2 billion. These are mainly chain store companies, more or less, like mid-cap companies. So if somebody wants to develop locally economy, you have to be careful where you invest. But nano caps are smaller companies that have a market capitalization less than $50 million usually. So these are the stocks that we're talking about right now. And the second aspect is when somebody is investing online or on a stock exchange, sometimes they also have this business development company option. These are like indexes as well. And if you invest in that, you have to be careful also, to see what area they're investing, what development project they're engaged in. And let me actually also ask you a question about savings accounts, and specifically 401ks. Do you work with 401k accounts?
So we do offer a wide variety of investment options for our individuals and for our business clients. So we work with a business, and if that's something that we would be able to help them develop, would be a 401k. And then there are other options as well.
Right. Because 401k is like a portfolio, right? And then you can choose different stocks in your portfolio.
So generally, your 401k is offered through your employer.
Okay.
Through your employer, and then the employer actually owns the plan, and you're a participant in the 401k.
Right.
And then from there, it depends on what the individual company is offering within the 401k, and that's when you would invest. You would build a portfolio within your 401k.
Right. And what type of other savings accounts do you offer?
So again, we do we do offer a lot of options. So in terms of if someone comes to me and we are working toward a specific goal, they do have a couple of options that they can have, the type of account that they can have. So for example, the way I work with my clients, we'll have an emergency fund. I give them those two goals: an emergency fund account, and then also saving for retirement. So they can do that with me, or like you mentioned, a 401k with their employer. So if we are saving for an emergency fund, would be, for example, a brokerage account one of the products that we offer at our firm, and then that's what we use in this example.
And if somebody wants to save, let's say for college, that's going to be a separate fund for that, or?
That would be a separate type of account. So that would be saving specifically for college. And one of the ways that people can do that is with a 529 plan.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
So these accounts have different tax advantages and disadvantages, right? Usually.
So with a 401k, the tax advantage is that you are saving pre-tax.
Okay.
So what that does is it helps to lower your taxable income and other employer retirement plans as well.
Right.
But in this case, we're talking about the 401k. So that would be a tax advantage for you, meaning that you're not paying the taxes now, but at a later date, they're going to say, the IRS says that you have to start paying taxes. So you're deferring that tax on what you put in and on your actual earnings. So it's growing tax deferred.
Wow. Now, I had another question on stocks specifically. If somebody wants to purchase a stock, let's say today, when you purchase a stock, is it yours instantly, or do you have to wait until the stock market closes, or how does it work?
So the stock market closes at 4
Right.
p.m. every day. So if my client called me and would like to make a purchase, then we would definitely have to do that before 4 p.m. And
Okay.
then it's generally with stocks, it's your trade date plus 2 days, meaning 2 days to settle when it would be in that client's account and it would be theirs.
I see. And is it the same if you're trying to sell a stock?
It would be the same process. You do have to call by 4 p.m. if you want it for that day. So
Right.
today, someone would have had to call me before 4 p.m.
And then the stock price will be locked at that price?
So generally, yes, when whatever it is at that time, that could be 1 o'clock, it could be 12 o'clock, it could be right at 3:59, whatever that price is at that time.
Right. Now, you worked in financial services for a long time. How has the industry changed?
Interesting question. So I feel like the industry is always changing. And so that's why we have a strong compliance department that keeps us up to date and abreast of what's going on and how it could impact us as financial advisors and also how it could impact our clients.
Right. Well, thank you, Chiquita, very much for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
And thank you for watching. We'll be next week live as well. Thank you. I'm going to turn it off.
Oh, perfect. Oh, like sweating over here. It's so hot.